I want to tell you something uncomfortable, something most people realize too late. I didn't lose my husband when death took him.
The day he stopped breathing. I lost him years earlier, while he was still alive, still warm, still sitting right next to me. My name is Haven, and this is not a story about a bad man. It's a story about a good man who forgot to stay present. When we first met, life felt light, not easy, just light. We talked with our whole bodies, eyes locked, hands moving, laughter spilling out. Before we could stop it, he listened, not politely, deeply, like my words mattered, even when they went nowhere. Back then, I didn't need to repeat myself. I didn't need to explain why something hurt. I didn't need to ask for attention. I already had it. We married young, believing love was something you find, not something you choose. Every single day. No one teaches you that part. Marriage doesn't change overnight. It shifts. Quietly. Responsibilities enter first. Bills, schedules, deadlines, then habits. Dinner at the same time, same seats, same silence. We didn't argue much. People praised us for that. You two are so calm, so mature. But calm isn't connection. And maturity can sometimes be fear of conflict. We stopped disagreeing because we stopped sharing. I noticed small things first. The way he nodded without looking up. The way his arm hung came too quickly. The way his eyes stayed on his phone longer than on my face. I told myself, he's tired. He's stressed. He provides. That's love. Women learn to translate neglect into sacrifice. I learned to wait for weekends, for vacations, for after this project. Waiting became my skill. I stopped talking about my day in detail. I summarized, compressed my feelings into short sentences. I'm fine. Nothing much. It's okay. Not because it was true, because it was easier. Dreams became unnecessary. Complaints felt selfish. Loneliness felt embarrassing. So I swallowed it and smiled. Loneliness hits different. When someone is beside you, it's not loud. It doesn't scream. It whispers. You don't matter enough to interrupt his life. At night, he would fall asleep quickly. Work exhaustion. I lay awake, counting breaths that weren't mine. I didn't want perfection. I wanted presence. I aged quietly, inside first. I became the woman who remembers birthdays, who organizes appointments, who keeps the home running so smoothly no one notices the effort. Invisibility disguised as reliability. I was needed, but not missed. For years, a sentence lived inside my chest. Heavy, unspoken. I tried to push it down, ignored it, but truth doesn't die quietly. One evening, we sat across from each other. Same table, same silence. I don't remember deciding to speak. I just did. I miss you. Pause. Even when you're sitting right in front of me. The room stopped breathing. He looked at me like he'd never seen me before. Not angry, not defensive, just confused. How long have you felt this way? He asked. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't cry. I said, a long time. He apologized. Immediately. Earnestly. But apologies don't heal neglect. They acknowledge it. Too late sometimes. He asked why I never pushed harder. Why I never demanded more. I smiled sadly. Women don't demand love when they fear losing what little they're given. After that night, he tried. I won't deny that. He listened more, asked questions, held my hand longer, but effort after absence feels different. Like rain after drought. Helpful, but the ground remembers. I wanted to feel happy. I really did, but my heart was tired from years of waiting. Not long after, my body started whispering truths. My mouth hid for years. Fatigue, pain, breathlessness. Doctors used careful words. Manageable. Chronic. Will monitor. Illness strips life bare. Suddenly, nothing matters except honesty. Lying there, I replayed my life. Not vacations. Not achievements. Moments. How many times? I wanted to talk, but chose silence. How many nights? I cried quietly, so I wouldn't disturb him. Love shouldn't require self-erasure. One night, he sat beside my bed, holding my hand, tighter than before. I didn't know. I was losing you, he whispered. I looked at him. Not angry, not bitter, just honest. And I said, "You didn't lose me." Pause. "You stopped choosing me." After I said those words, "You stopped choosing me." The room went quiet. Not awkward quiet. Heavy quiet. The kind that settles into your bones. He didn't argue. That's how I knew. They were true. He squeezed my hand like pressure could undo years. Like holding tighter could rewind time. I thought being there meant providing, he said. His voice cracked. I didn't know. I had to stay present. I wanted to tell him. He wasn't cruel. He wasn't careless. He was human. But humans still cause damage. Without intending to. People think late love is better than none. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it hurts more. Because now you see what you were starving for. After you've learned to survive without it. He started sitting with me longer. Talking. Really talking. About fears. Regrets. Things he never said. Because work felt louder. I listened. I always listened. That was my nature. But my body was tired. And time was no longer patient. My illness progressed quietly. No drama. No sudden collapse. Just a steady narrowing of the world. Walking became slow. Stairs felt like mountains. Breathing took planning. Doctors spoke gently. Avoided timelines. But I heard them anyway. Your body knows when it's preparing to leave. He blamed himself. That's what love does. When it wakes up late. If I had listened sooner, if I had slowed down, if I had noticed. I stopped him once. Put my hand on his mouth. Don't turn love into punishment, I said. Just be here now. And, to his credit, he was. Those months were strange, beautiful, painful. We talked more than we had in decades. He learned things about me I had stopped sharing. Dreams I buried. Loneliness I normalized. He cried. I had rarely seen him cry. Men are taught to be strong, but strength without presence is just distance. I didn't need grand gestures, trips, gifts, declarations. I needed eye contact, curiosity, stillness, to be asked, "How are you really?" and waited for. Love isn't loud. It's attentive. One night, pain kept me awake. He sat beside me, silent, holding my hand. I could feel his fear, traveling through his skin. "Haven," he said softly, "are you scared?" I thought about it, then shook my head. "I'm not scared to die," I said. I was scared to be invisible. That broke him. I knew time was short, not measured in days, but in moments. One afternoon, sunlight poured through the window, dust floating like memories. I looked at him and said, "Promise me something." "Anything," he replied. "Don't wait this long to love again. And don't ever confuse being busy with being present." Talking became tiring, so I chose words carefully. Every sentence mattered. One evening, he leaned close. "What do you need right now?" he asked. I smiled. Weakly. "Just stay," I said. And he did. There was no dramatic goodbye. No final speech. Just a breath. Then another. Then peace. He told me later. He felt it. The exact moment. I was gone. Like a room losing warmth. He talks to me sometimes. I know. I can feel it. He tells me he understands now. That love is attention. That presence is the point. He tells me he wishes he could apologize again. Slower, deeper. But here's the truth. I wish every couple understood. Apologies don't bring back time. Only awareness can save what's left. If you're listening to this and thinking, this isn't me, it might be someday. Neglect doesn't look like cruelty. It looks like distraction. Love doesn't die from hatred. It fades from postponement. Don't wait for illness to teach you presence. Don't wait for loss to teach you listening. Choose your partner while you still have time. Sit, look, ask, stay. Because love doesn't need perfection. It needs attention. I was Haven. I was loved. Boo. Too late. Don't make love a memory. Make it a practice.